Come with me if you want to cross-stitch.
Oh my God. Becky, look at your projects. They're just so big. I mean, what are you going to do with those anyway? It's not like you have any more wall space. I don't understand you crafty people anyway. You're all just so weird.
Well, hello, my crafty people of the internet who have made it over here in my little dusty corner. My name is Becky, and I'm here to share with you some of my work that I have been working on for the past, been doing this about 4 years or so, roughly. So anyway, I thought today it would be a fun intro to show everybody all of my work so far, all the pieces that I've got going on. I've got quite eclectic taste and stuff. These are some of my finishes. SpongeBob, this guy, he's my very first cross stitch. I love him. He's a mood all on its own. So anyway, I've got stacks of stuff here. Literal stacks, because I keep nothing in project bags. So this is just my stuff. So let's dig in and see what I've got here. A lot of full coverage, brace yourselves. So the first piece I have on the top of my pile is what I was working on earlier today. This piece is called Magical Rats, artwork by Sarah Richter, charted by Thread Geeks. This piece is it's a darker piece, so I thought I'd have a big brain, as my daughter would say, big brain, and I didn't want to stitch it on white because it's got a lot of white stitches in it, and I also didn't want to stitch it on the dark because it's got a lot of dark stitches. So I'm so fancy, and I went with oatmeal Ada. Look at this. So here is where I'm at so far. Ta-da! And as you can see right here, we've got an official rat butt right in there. So I'm a center starter. You'll notice that on most of my projects. Center start all the way. This is a 18 count 2/1, which is totally my jam. So that is project number 1. I'm not sure how many projects there are, so we're gonna find out together. All right, next one. Ooh, I love this guy. This is Sir Thomas. I feel like Vanna White. Sir Thomas by Glendon Place. I saw a picture of this guy, and normally I'm not a fan of birds. Birds don't like me. It's a thing. But I fell in love with him. So he is in this household known as the Gobble Father. Here he is. So this pattern, when I got it, I was so taken aback by how many specialty threads are in this guy, and he beads too. Like I didn't know what I was getting myself into. He a fancy turkey. So here he is. You can kind of see, hopefully you see some of the sparkles on his little red gobbler mohawk going on there, but this is so much fun to stitch. So much fun to stitch. I am loving every piece of him. Such a fun guy. Let's see, next, this is, I think it's called Pink Pandemic by my friend Pix Stitch. This was a charity pattern for breast cancer. This is all little Kirby's in here. So I've got all the outlines done, starting to fill in. My daughter loves this one. He's so cute. This is a fun one. And this is on 18 count Fortnite fabrics. Yeah. I got this one at an auction, so no color name. Sorry. Oh, and Sir Thomas is on, he's actually on 16 count because I wanted him big. So 16 count crunchy Ada for Sir Thomas. Let's see, next one. This is Kieran, I think it's pronounced Kieran and Bekenico. This is a Jasmine Griffith, charted by Hade. This one's a master.
I don't know if I can get back far enough. Ugh.
So here she is. Oh, what she's supposed to look like. This beauty. Where I'm at. And this is a whole lot of 33.71. A whole lot. So you know, all her hair is just all dithered. I'm loving the way that her eyeballs and everything turned out. So I don't know if you've noticed, like, so I watch a lot of full coverage stitchers, and they're so neat, and they're like row by row by row and diagonals and these new royal row methods and all this sort of stuff, and I'm like I'm all over the bloody place. Look at me go. I just go. So this is called the Becky stitch method. The BS method, if you will. So, center started on this sucker, and I just went to town. I just picked a color, and I'm like, I'm gonna stitch here today. I want to stitch here today. I'm gonna stitch, and then I was like, I'm gonna come stitch this dragon. Oh wait, nope, just kidding. I'm gonna come all the way over here to this cat. That's how I stitch. You never know. All over the place, all at once. Total chaos. And I'm here for it. Chaotic stitching. This one's cool. This is Trio of Frogs. Let me see, I have an artist's name. Artist's name is Fun Digital. Charted by Cross Stitch for Everyone. Right here. And I don't keep track of when I start stuff because I just started. And I don't need that kind of pressure in my life. Again, the BS method. I do what I want when I want to. I have no plans. I'm a free woman. I got no strings. Hold me down. So this is the first project that I decided to do on my fancy. She's so fancy. Don't be jelly on my oatmeal Ada. 16 count oatmeal Ada. This again is a really dark piece, and I didn't want to stitch it on white because I have a really hard time with that white shining through. And I did this with Anchor Black as well because I heard it's a little better than DMC. Jury's still out. I love stitching with it. It's not been, I've not really noticed a huge difference. DMC does tend to get a little thin in places. I have not had that issue with the anchor, so I'm kind of loving how this is turning out. So I started stitching in black on this guy. And I am loving how this is turning out. This is just so stinking cool. Just with, I can't see what's going on. Just with the black threads on this color fabric. So I've decided that, okay, fake plan. I'm gonna stitch all the black, color complete, the black on this piece, and then decide if I'm even gonna do the colors. I don't know yet. Maybe it stays all black because this is actually like really cool. Maybe I add in a couple of the greens. I don't know. Who knows? But I love it, and it's frogs. I love frogs. It's my favorite animal. Frogs, so fun. Okay, this is, I think it's just called Thor. This guy right here. One of my favorite Marvel movies, Thor Ragnarok. Love it. So funny. So this is by Threads of Magic. Yeah. And this is stitched, I believe this is a hand dyed by Rolanda piece of fabric. I got this in a box. So this is a 14 count, 3/1, because I like lots of coverage on 14 count. 2 just doesn't cut it for me. 2 don't cut it for me. I need it thick.
That's what she said.
So I've gotten this far, gotten his body done. This has been a fun piece for my husband's trying to figure out what it is, and I won't tell him. He's like, how am I supposed to figure this out? I'm like, yeah, I don't know, figure it out. It's fun. This lightning is what sold me on the pattern. That bright color. Love it. So this one's been a super fun stitch. Set that, so many threads to the side. All right, what's this one? This one is, this one is called Black Kitty Forest. Artist is, drum roll, I have notes, so prepared. Empress, charted by Tilton Crafts. I bought this pattern because it reminded me of my daughter. It is just this girl with cats, and it's just silliness everywhere. Here we go. So she's kind of coming in. Cat's kind of coming in. Got her arm down here. Now this piece has kind of taken a back seat. Because again, I picked this because it reminded me of my daughter. And since then, she saw and fell in love with magic rats. So... So Magic Rats has kind of taken the forefront to Black Kitty Forest because she's got pet rat. His name is Pumpkin. She loves it. It's the sweetest little thing ever. I love it. And so yeah, that's what happened to that one. This piece is a Nightmare Before Christmas. Rando Etsy seller. So this is where I'm at. Again, Crunchy 1880. Team Crunchy 1880. Yeah. Now, this is where we're at here. Not super far. I like to come in this pattern when I just like to stitch certain colors. Because some nights I'm like, I want to stitch green tonight. And then I stitch green. And there we go. So, this one's super fun. It's got a lot of color changes. Keeps me occupied. I don't get to it often, but when I do, fun. All right, what's next? This is Jurassic Night because dinosaurs are fun. What's your favorite dinosaur? My favorite dinosaur is a pterodactyl or a pterodactyl. All right, art by Asia Trier, charted by Unconventional Cross Stitch. This one is a confetti nightmare. Confetti nightmare, and I knew it going in, but you know, it's one of those where you're like, how bad could it be? And the pattern's like, Homa Bear, and I'm like, So this one does not see the light of day often. And this fabric is just like, it's 18 count, but it's like super thin. Not sure where I got it from, but I'm not a fan of the fabric, so he doesn't see the light of day often. So some patterns I love. Not a fan of stitching them. Happens. All right, next up, let's do Mushroom Dragon. Artwork, Stanley Morrison. Charted by Pain Free. How good is my memory? Spoiler alert, not good. Not good. Mushroom dragon, da 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 da. Not on my notes. Of course he's not in my notes. I'm gonna say pain-free crafts. We'll check myself. This is on a, is this 16? It's either 16 or 18 count. Hand-dyed fabric by Lakeside Needlecrafts. She has a shop on Etsy. She's actually a local vendor to me. So she's in Florida. I'm in Florida. You can't tell because I live in a cave and it's so dark in here. But it's Florida and it's hot out and it's not cool. So this is where I'm at with this guy. Now, this is another one where I love, love, love the pattern. However, this is confetti realness. Like this mushroom, I swear, has no fewer than 15 shades of red in it. Love the effect. Hate the stitching. Rethreading my needle every 3 stitches is just not a game for me. Not a game for me to play. Oh, right. This is my bedsheet project. Disney villains. Random Etsy seller again. And, you don't need to hear it. Is the whole I didn't know and I'm stitching it anyway because I love it and da 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 da. So, stained glass villains. We'll start at one end. So we've got Cruella here, into Hades, into my gal Ursula, the voodoo priestess man, Dr. Finicier. Is that his name? I don't know. That guy, he's got friends in low places. The evil queen herself, into Hook, into Maleficent, into off with her head, Queen of Hearts, sweet, into Jafar, yes, sir. Hey. Yeah. So this is one of my older pieces, and I was obviously just hopping from character to character because that's what I wanted. And then it's like once I saw their face come through, I'm like, and done. Next, please. So we'll see if I get back to it. It's fun. It's a good blocky stitch when I just feel like laying some stitches down and feeling like I get a lot of progress in. But other than, once you get the color blocking in, it's like, it takes forever. So we'll see if this one comes back or not. Again, no plans here. No plans. No shade. No guilt. We stitch what we want. All right, what is this? Okay. So, we all know by now, I'm an 18 count crunchy Ada kind of gal. And seeing all these people stitch full coverages, it seems like, okay, 25 count 1/1 or like 2/1 10th stitch is the jam, right? So I tried it. Like, okay, so this is Catfish Cthulhu. Adorable. Artwork by Natalie Ewert. Charted by Unconventional X Stitch. My bad. So sorry. So this project, I don't even know which way's up. This way's up. It'll start again. And I'm a hoop stitcher, can you tell? Look at that. So,
tent stitch, gotta be honest, not my jam. I think I'm a completionist, and I'm like, physically causes me pain to not finish the X's, I think. And this is just not moving quickly at all. This is like 3 days of stitching on this sucker, and I'm only this far? No. So this I am considering, because I love the pattern. I love it. It's a confetti monster again. However, might restart it. 18 count. Thinking about it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, because 25 count, not my jam. Over one, and I'm like, nah. There's another one. Oh, I gotta finish in here. Check it out. It's Kelso Bird, baby bird. So this is usually what happens with my finishes. They get finished and they get put in a box. Because I have, like, this is the extent of my finishing right here. All these guys. Oh, don't worry about that guy. I did him wrong and he's like wonky. But yeah, usually they either get hoop finished and stuck on the wall, or they go in a box. That's how I finish things. I am who I am. All right, here's my next 25 count piece. This is the first Haid that I started. This is Alien Race by Miles Pinckney. Yeah, colors. Love this piece. I originally started this piece on 20 count. I hate stitching 20 count. It's bad. Threads were slipping behind constantly. And I had a pretty fair chunk of the bottom right corner, and I started on the bottom right. I know. Start on the bottom right. I got a good chunk done, and I'm like, this is not happening. I cannot do this fabric. I'm like, I'm going to restart it. And then, again, it's like, oh, I need to do 25 count. I already tried the 2/1 tent stitch. And I'm like, no, I need to complete the X. So it's like, okay, let's go with a 1/1 full cross. Center started this sucker. And so here is, I believe this is like Jupiter. This is like the edge of Jupiter. So this is all I've got. I don't know if it's going to focus. So, again, not a fan. Not a fan of the single thread. I mean, these X's are so small. They're just adorable. So cute. However, like starting and stopping single thread, it just annoys me. It just annoys me. And so I have one needle that I use. And it's one of those like self-threader needles that you just pop on the back. I don't know what size it is. It works. It's fine. And it's so big trying to start and stop underneath the threads. I don't know, just not a fan. Just not a fan. So, love the pattern. Not a fan of the fabric. So, likely if I restart that guy, 18 count. Big ol' roll. Because this thing's this pattern's a monster. It's 650 by 455. It's huge. But I like big projects. As if you haven't been able to guess that. By now, big projects are my jam. Love them. So much fun. This
is, what is this called? The Empress. And the Empress is by, maybe, don't have her in here. Of course I don't. I'll put all the information in here. She's charted by Haid. So, here we go. Another big project. I love this. She's so pretty. But my gosh, the confetti to get, but look at these scales. Are just so cool. So cool. I love it. 18 count. Ivory Ada. Love it. So cool. I love these dragons. They're just like little goldfish. Little koi fish dragons. All right, next up. Oh, this poor piece. Oh my gosh. I think everybody's stitching this piece. Halloween Quaker by our friend Lila Studio. I have this on a piece of 18 count Witch's Brew by Misty Fabrics, which is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So this is where I'm at so far. And y'all, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. Unpopular opinion time. I love watching, I love this pattern so much, and I love watching everybody else's like come alive. I am like, why does mine look so bad? I don't know. I just haven't. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why I don't. It's not singing to me. It's not singing those beautiful notes to me. I don't know. So she's just kind of sitting to the side for now. Now this one is Indian Peacock Dimensions Kit. Love it. This is so beautiful, but I totally messed it up. This one's gone in timeout because I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention. And in here, some of the symbols in Dimensions kits have the same color. However, one must pay attention to whether it's supposed to be a full cross or a 10 stitch. So in his neck here, this is supposed to be a collaboration of full crosses and single leg stitches to give the dimension in his neck. I messed it up. So now, and I did it up here too, with this green in his head. So I'm like, crap. Now, I'm quite a ways done with it too. So I'm trying to decide if I just keep going. Maybe I just keep going and say forget about it. Because I think it's still looking really good, but that's what has caused me pause. I'm like, crap, I messed it up. Of course I messed it up. And it's a kit, so it's like I don't want to run on, hopefully I don't run on a floss now because I messed it up, but who knows? All right, next, see, we're getting into some non-full cover. Well, this full cover is just smaller pieces because they're like at the bottom of the stack. This one is at Walkers by Awesome Pattern Studio. This one I take with me when we're traveling because there's only like a few colors and I can just kind of fill it in as I go. So he's getting there. The reason this has kind of been sitting is because now it's just like background fill in. And like, I love me a good color block. However, comma, once it gets like over 15 stitches long, I'm like, not a big fan. So this is 16 count, so it's like, you know, the background, you know, you're stitching from all the way from this corner to this, and I'm like, that's a long one. That's a little much. I don't know if I got that kind of patience. It's like, I get one way and I'm like, oh my gosh, the night's over. I'm never gonna make it back to where I came from. That's why I don't run. It's like, I gotta get back to where I came from. This next one is Red Cardinals by Owl Forest Embroidery. This is a mushroom fabric from Fortnite Fabrics. 18 count. I was in there from their fabric of the month a couple years ago, maybe. I don't remember the name of the color, but so here we are. I started this piece for my grandmother. She passed away the end of last year. So I started it when she first got sick, and then it quickly turned into a memorial piece. I took it with me when we drove up to Michigan to attend the funeral, and I stitched it in the car on the way there. I stitched it during the viewing where you have like people come visit, that sort of stuff. So I'm about halfway done with it. So I need to get back on it, but it just makes me sad. So I got to be in the right mood to really want to pick it up, because my grandma was a super crafty lady, and I think that's where I get a lot of my craftiness from. She was always making something. So it was a loss. Another finish. This is my daughter. This is my daughter's Pocahontas piece she wanted. These little guys are from, I forget who did the Little Princess series. I'll have to put it on the screen, because I don't remember. Naughty Becky. Naughty, naughty. All right. Love this guy. This is called The Toad by Annie Stagg, I believe. Yes, Annie Stagg, The Toad. I have named him Earl. The Earl. There he is. He's on 18 count. And he is glorious. So fun. Because who doesn't need a fancy pet portrait that's cross-stitched? He's so cute. I love him. It's a lot of brown. Ow now, brown toad. Ugh, so much brown. It's a fun one. Okay. We need to talk about this guy. Now, I completed the Big Red Ship by Ink Circles a couple years ago. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if I do all of them? Same fabric, same color. I'm gonna have the whole series. Brilliant, right? So I started the modest, one of the two, Ship of Life. And here we go. Started on the border. The one project I haven't center started. Started on my border, and I started working my way down. However, y'all, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I'm so mad. This guy. Look at him. He's so squat. So guess what? I messed up. I miscounted somewhere. And all of this is like 1 stitch too high. Really? So my first thought was like, Becky don't frog. And then it hit me that I believe written in ancient text somewhere is woe the fool who miscounts on an ink circles. And I believe Long Dog was in there. Maybe some other designers, lost to time, but ancient texts warn, do not miscount on an ink circles and try to fudge it, because now it's not going to line up with anything else. If it was like a little motif on the side, cool beans. I messed up on the friggin' ship, y'all. The friggin' ship. So it's in timeout. Issue is, if I frog it, this red like stains the Ada really bad, and I'm worried that it's going to be like really noticeable, like some ish happened here. Pay no attention. So, and it's like, but I'm like 17% done with this thing. Do I just start over? Because I can't keep it the way it is. The ship won't line up. I counted. And if I fudge it, it's going to be like, yeah, it's sus, as the kids say. Got a little sus action right there. So that's a problem for future me. All right, now, speaking of don't miscount, here's my Long Dog sampler, Templar Prophecy. Here we go. Thought this would be a good idea to be like, hey, my mom likes dragons. Let's stitch her a long dog. Back when I didn't realize how difficult it actually was to stitch a darn long dog. I'm like, oh, geometric stitching, this is gonna be super fun. Which it is, however, so almost not fun. Like, they're just different enough. The patterns aren't quite necessarily repeating. So if you're not paying attention, woe the fool who miscounts. Because then again, I've miscounted on this so many times. How many times I had to like frog and restitch these guys up here because they're like just different enough. Just different enough, but then they don't meet the bottom nightmare. It has been a nightmare. And then all of this, so I was having the hardest part stitching like in reverse, stitching the background and like leaving the, so I went around and like outlined it so that I could just come in and do the infills. And y'all, I'm having the hardest time with this. The hardest time, and I love it, and I think it's beautiful, and I am in awe of people that can skillfully stitch long dogs. Magic. Y'all are freaking magic. So this was supposed to be for my mother. However, I have found another pattern I think she'll like. Full coverage. Full coverage, more my speed. This might get subbed out. And a different piece restarted for my mom. I got a buzz. Buzz. Maybe. Buzz. Thank you. It's still there! Just trying to make me look bad. All right, so got a few more still here. Ooh. Let's talk. I'm going to save this piece for last. Okay. Witchy Stitcher. Love her patterns. I did the Universal Monster, Sal, back when it came out. That was one of my first bigger pieces of stitching that I worked on. So then when the chopping mall came out, I'm like, yes, please. Signed up for it right away. And I've gotten this far. And what fabric is this? This is an 18 count. Honestly, not sure. It's like super. It's not Crunchiata. This is Softada. So, anywho, I've gotten this far. And I was all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm totally gonna do this, cause yay! Spooky stuff, yay! And then I'm like, I like spooky stuff, but I don't like watching spooky. I can't watch scary movies because I'm really skittish. My husband loves them. And so I was trying to stitch this for him, but it just is not working out for me. So many color, it's the color changes that just get, I like to just sit and just bust out some stitches. So this one has fallen to the bottom of the pile. I feel bad. But I've stitched some like other stuff. So maybe we'll get back to it. We'll see. This is Boba Fett. This is by Awesome Pattern Studio. This is almost done. Look at him. Cool beans. So all I have left is, this is another mushroom 18 count fabric, Fortnite Fabrics. Love their stuff. Love, love, love it. So all I have left is like all this black, boom, down here. Which is why it's kind of been put to the side because, again, it's like it's more than 15 squares. So I'm like, And it's like ink blotty. So I kind of have to pay attention and be like leaving spaces so that it gets that really cool ink blot look there. But I just need to finish this guy. Let's see. Next is... This is the Witchy Stitcher again. Cryptid Sal. Everybody has seen this guy. Love these. They're so cute. I'm actually quite a ways on this guy. Look at that. I almost have the border finished and everything. What happened to me? What done happened here? If you can hear my dog licking in the background, I apologize. Let me find something to throw at him. Hold on. Dogs. Okay. Show's on. Okay. So, yeah, I got about half of them done. Don't know what happened. I probably got sidetracked by a shiny new thing. Likely. And then it just got like boom, 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 boom. Moving down the pile. So I just have these. These are all just folded and stacked in my little craft corner. And I just kind of grab and work on stuff. And then stuff gets piled on top and on top and on top. And things get moved down and down and down. And oh, blank fabric. Yay! All right, Dinosaur Forest. Owl Forest embroidery. Now, I splurged and bought the kit on this one because dinosaurs are awesome. However, the kit came with linen, and I'm like, no, not doing linen. So this is on a Fortnite Fabrics 18 count mushroom fabric. And this is where I'm at with this. Almost done. It's got some border to do, a couple more dinosaurs. Doing pretty good. I've learned that I like variegated thread. It's like I like to see other people stitch with variegated thread. However, I'm not the biggest fan of me stitching with variegated thread because I end up with like this poor dinosaur. It's like I just got a bit right through him. And I'm like, oh man. I think I'm too much of a control freak. I just like to make the variegation like shade, since it's like, oh, I want it shaded and I don't want it. So like if you see this brontosaur right here, I kind of like fussy stitched him in spurts to kind of like model him a little more rather than get him the stripiness. And I don't know. Their threads though are gorgeous. I absolutely adore. And their kit was more than worth it. More than worth it. All right, this is my big piece. And this is Guardians of the Galaxy. Random Etsy shop again. Now, this one is almost done. Almost. I'm at like 70% on this sucker. Look at this guy. So as you can see, the Becky stitching method really coming in clutch here. This one was center started as well, and I just kind of hopped around to all the characters, filling in, you know, and then some days. This has been my Goldilocks project. Like, it has just enough color blocking and then just enough confetti stitches to where I'm not like dying on it. There's always been somewhere I can move to on this project to keep it moving forward depending on my stitching mood. So this has been a lot of fun. I started this one the beginning of 2022. And I loved this one so much. I pretty much stitched on this monogamously for like 5 months, 6 months. So I got a good chunk of the sucker done until I put it down and then moved on to other things. And I keep coming back to it because I just absolutely adore it. These colors are amazing. And I'm like stuck in that, oh, I can't wait to see it done. But it's like, I don't want it to be done because I love working on it so much. And like, it's so heavy. This thing probably weighs like 1 pound or 2, just with all of this floss on it. But it's gorgeous. Look at it. It's so pretty. So cool. All right, let's see. Do I have anything else to show? We might be done here, people. Let's see. I think these are just empty pieces of fabric. Empty pieces of fabric. Yeah. That's it. How many was that? I don't know. I wasn't counting. But, oh well. That was a lot of fun talking to people about cross stitching. There's not a lot of people I can talk to about cross stitching, so I appreciate you spending time with me. and chatting. Chat back. Let's be friends. Feel like that awkward, like, send you a note, like, will you be my friend? Circle one. Yes. No. Yes, no. So anyway, that's what I got. And I look forward to meeting some of you, talking with you some more. And I hope to see y'all again soon. All right? Love, peace, chicken grease. Bye.